And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Desert Ridge High School in Mesa. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Saguaro SaberCats varsity baseball. And the SaberCats on the road on this Saturday afternoon in Mesa to take on the two-time defending state champion Desert Ridge Jaguars, although Desert Ridge did it in two different classifications, but the 5A1 state champions from a year ago, as Austin Anderson leads off for the SaberCats, who come in at 1-1. Desert Ridge looking for their first win of the season, as they are 0-2 here in the early going. Austin Anderson, the leadoff hitter, starts in left field. Zach Gibbons bats second and center. Chris Ackman, the number 3 hitter, plays first base. Brandon Demarest catches and bats fourth. Kyle Young in right field bats fifth, as a breaking ball misses for a ball, as Keaton Senatiempo starts for Desert Ridge. Anyway, Matt Morris, the shortstop, bats sixth. Andrew Valdez, the third baseman, is seventh. Michael Benson DHs and bats eighth, as they get a swing and a miss. And a number 9 hitter in the lineup for Saguaro is the second baseman, Ben Tingley. Anderson knocks one foul down the third base side. Saguaro coming off a heartbreaker on Thursday. They lost in extra innings after a 2-run home run gave Desert Mountain a 9-7 win. And there's a ground ball, and that's a base hit off the diving third baseman and down into left field. And Austin Anderson stops at first base with a leadoff base hit, and the batter is Zach Gibbons. And kind of a tough spot to shoot from here, as had a nice setup on Thursday over at Desert Mountain, at least a little bit of elevation behind the plate as the easy throw goes to first base. But here at Desert Ridge, just they got a big bleacher section over on the third base side, over by the home team dugout, but back here behind the plate, just a real small section of bleachers. And unfortunately, the only shot we can come up with here is the one you see now, with that fence coming right through the middle of the strike zone. Pitch to Gibbons misses for a ball. Senatiempo sets, and the pitch, and a breaking ball fouled out of play. I mentioned Saguaro 1-1, Desert Ridge 0-2. They have lost to Horizon and Mesquite on back-to-back days, playing for their third day in a row. And the next one to Gibbons, a fastball, that's inside. Senatiempo looking in, now sets. The runner takes off. The pitch is outside on a breaking ball, and that will run the count full. So 3-2 as Anderson steals second base. And the 3-2. And a ground ball picked up by the shortstop. He'll try to throw to third base, and it hits Austin Anderson. And so both runners safe for the SaberCats. Anderson to third, and Gibbons aboard at first base on the fielder's choice. And the batter is Chris Ackman. Get to the defense for the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Joe Donovan starts in left field. Nick McGinnis is in center field. And Dylan Barrett starts in right. In the infield, Alonzo Palacios at third base. Riley Unrose, the shortstop. The second baseman is Cam Richens. And the first baseman is Scott Hoffman. Taylor Flores catching for Senatiempo. And that ball is going to get down to the dirt, go to the backstop, and the wild pitch will bring one runner in. Now Gibbons will get all the way to third base. He never slows down going around the bag at second. Good base running read there. And so the wild pitch brings in a run. SaberCats have one here in the top of the first inning. And Gibbons in third with nobody out. The 1-0. And a breaking ball. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes on Chris Ackman. Brandon Demarest next for the SaberCats. Saguaro jumped out in front of Desert Mountain on Thursday, scoring a run in the first inning, as the next one is low 3-0. Then they trailed 4-1 going into the fourth inning. SaberCats got 4 to go up 5-4, and then gave up 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning, went down 6-5. A ground ball to short, picked up by Unroe. He'll go to first base, and the run is in. An RBI ground out for Chris Ackman, and Saguaro has 2 in the top of the first inning, and now 1 out with the bases empty for Brandon Demarest. SaberCats then came back in the 5th inning with a run against the Wolves to tie the game at 6. Stayed that way till the 7th when Saguaro scored in the top of the 7th inning, went up 7-6, and then Desert Mountain scored 3 times in the bottom of the 7th inning and won 9-7. Demarest took the first one for a ball. The 1-0 pitch is a line drive and a base hit into left field. Throw behind Demarest over there at first base, trying to throw it behind him anyway, but Brandon gets back. And now he'll come off for a courtesy runner. Second hit of the inning for the SaberCats. They've got 2 here in the top of the first inning, and the batter is Kyle Young. And Young bunting, sends it down the third base line, picked up by Senatiempo, and no play. A bunt base hit for Kyle Young. Well, that puts 2 aboard with 1 out for Matt Morris. Yeah, the first one to Morris across for a strike. Now the 0-1. And a breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the set, the 1-1 from Senatiempo, and a high chopper out towards second, and that's misplayed on the backhand by the second baseman, and another run is in as Demarest courtesy runner Teddy Rubin comes around to score, and it's a 3 spot for the SaberCats in the top of the first. An infield single and an RBI for Matt Morris. And now Young at second and Morris at first for Andrew Valdez. Sanatiempo looks back to second but does not throw.
Right here, Keith, ground ball, babe.
Try one in the air.
Huh?
Let's try one in the air. Can't seem to catch the ones on the
You're
ground.
right, Scott. We would like to think, right?
Yeah.
And a ground ball. That's foul outside third base.
Yeah, with the wind, it might pick up a little bit.
That's true.
Flores out to talk to Sanatiempo quickly. 3 runs for the SaberCats in the top of the first inning. Great start here at Desert Ridge. And again, a tough schedule for the SaberCats here in the first week. It's the same schedule for everybody in the tournament, so it's a pool of Saguaro, Desert Ridge, Horizon, Mesquite, and Desert Mountain, so they're all playing the same opponents, but a pretty strong bracket to open the season as Velez hits a fly ball out to right field. It's caught by Barrett. The runner will tag and go to third base as Kyle Young gets in ahead of the tag from Palacios. Valdez flies out for the second out of the inning, and it puts runners at the corners for Michael Benson. SaberCats looking to add on here in the first, already with 3 across as the first one is on the way to Benson. And it's on the inside corner for strike 1. And the set of the 0-1. And that one comes inside, and that one hits Benson as it gets him on the lower leg, and that'll load the bases. Young to third, Morris to second, and Benson aboard at first base, and the batter is Ben Tingley. As the SaberCats will send the 9th man to bat in the inning. 3 runs and 4 base hits so far for the SaberCats in the top of the first. And the first pitch to Tingley is low for ball 1. And the next one across for a strike, and it's 1-1. And it's been a lengthy top of the first inning for the SaberCats. And they're happy to have it here. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball that's high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The set of the 2-1 is a fastball low, 3 balls and a strike. And nowhere to put Tingley. Ball 4 would bring in another run for the SaberCats. The 3-1. And a ground ball. And a force at second will end the top of the first inning, but the SaberCats score 3. Yeah, we head to the bottom of the first inning. Riley Unroe leads off for the Jaguars. Kane MCaslin starts today. And a swing and a miss. Starts off the at-bat to Riley Unroe. He's the starting shortstop for the Jaguars. Justin Adams is the DH. He bats second. And bats for the left fielder, Joe Donovan. And the next one is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hitting third is the first baseman, Scott Hoffman. Keaton Senatiempo will bat fourth. He's the pitcher. Dylan Barrett in right field bats fifth. As the 1-1 pitch is lifted out to left field, that's going to get over the head of the left fielder. Anderson took kind of a shallow route to it, and the ball over his head and up to the fence. So Unruh starts off the Jaguar first inning with a double. And get you through the rest of the Desert Ridge order. Taylor Flores is the catcher. He bats sixth. Nick McGinnis in center field is seventh. Alonzo Palacios is the number 8 hitter. He plays third base. And the second baseman, Cam Richens, hits ninth. And the fastball is inside for ball one. 3-0 SaberCats. Desert Ridge with a leadoff double in the bottom of the first. Here's the set of the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball. It's high, and it's 2-0. And the next pitch at the knees, and the count's 2-1 on Justin Adams. The defense for the SaberCats: Austin Anderson's in left, Zach Gibbons in center, and Kyle Young in right. Andrew Valdez plays third, Matt Morris the shortstop, Ben Tingley at second, Chris Ackman at first. The fastball is outside, and it's 3-1. Brandon Demarest catching for Kane McCaslin for Saguaro. And now a swing and a miss, and the count's 3-2. Runner at second and nobody out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Check swing and a foul ball. Another 3-2 coming up to Justin Adams. And the pitch misses. It's ball 4. So Adams walks as Demarest goes out to talk to McCaslin, and the batter will be Scott Hoffman. Two aboard and nobody out. The number 3 hitter for the Jaguars at the plate. And McCaslin steps off. Look back to second. The first pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball, and that's inside as Hoffman ducks under the pitch for ball 1.
Hit that hanger.
The set of the 1-0 pitch. Fastball a little bit high, 2-0. And the 2-0. The fastball, that's inside. 3 balls and no strikes. McCaslin ready. And the 3-0. Took a little off, got it across for a strike, and it's 3-1. 3-0 Saguaro, but a chance for the Jaguars here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 aboard and nobody out. The 3-1 pitch. And a ground ball foul outside of third base, and the count's full. McCaslin trying to come all the way back here, down 3-0. He's worked the count back to 3-2. The set, the runners go. The 3-2 is a breaking ball, and it's a fly ball hit out to left field. Anderson to the fence, and he'll run out of room. It's a 3-run home run for Scott Hoffman. And after a double and a walk, now a 3-run home run, and the game is tied at 3. As Hoffman comes around and taps home plate. So that erases Saguaro's 3-run first inning. And it's a 3-3 ball game. Still nobody out for the Jaguars here in the bottom of the first inning. And the batter is Keaton Senatiempo.
Okay, Keith, keep it going, babe.
Come on, Keaton, start it up again. Here we go.
And a breaking ball swung on and missed. McCaslin steps off. Yeah, another swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-strike pitch fouled off at the plate as that one bounces up and hits Senatiempo. And the 0-2. And that's a line drive out of the reach of Tingley and into center field for the base hit. Senatiempo takes the turnaround first base and stops there. And Brandon Demarest coming out again to talk to McCaslin as 4 straight have reached base for the Jaguars. Three-three ball game. A runner at first and nobody out for the Jaguars in the bottom of the first inning. Dylan Barrett at the plate. The right fielder going after the first pitch, and it's a pop-up in the infield. Morris, the shortstop, hangs with it and makes the catch, and that's the first out in the Desert Ridge first inning. That one away for Taylor Flores, the Jaguar catcher. And a line drive down the left field line. Anderson's got it. His throw will come in wide of the mark at third base, and the runner goes to second on the play. So the courtesy runner for Senatiempo goes to third. Flores goes to second. And now he's replaced by a courtesy runner for the Jaguars. 2 in scoring position with 1 out for Nick McGinnis. First one to McGinnis across for a strike. 3-3 ball game, but a chance for Desert Ridge to take a lead. 2 in scoring position with only 1 away. The 0-1. Near the knees, a called second strike. And a ground ball. And a foul ball. Valdez did what he could there, trying to get that on a backhand, but a little break maybe for the SaberCats that the ball was foul. SaberCats sent 9 to the plate in the first inning as the breaking ball is outside 1-2. They scored 3 times and left the bases loaded. Jaguars already with 3 across, 2 more in scoring position with 1 out. The set and the 1-2. Just a little bit high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. High again. That's off the glove of Demarest, and a throw just off the mark. Not able to get the runner who comes in and scores to make it 4-3 Desert Ridge. Swing and a foul ball as Demarest not able to hang on. Four 4-3 Desert Ridge. Another runner 90 feet away from scoring. And a ground ball foul outside of third. A lengthy first inning for these two. And a ground ball to short. SaberCats have the infield playing back. They'll give up the run. And it's an RBI ground out as McGinnis is out 6-3. Gets the RBI as Flores' courtesy runner scores. It's now 5-3 Desert Ridge in the bottom of the first. And the batter is Alonzo Palacios. Palacios hit by a pitch. Like he was leaning out over the plate some. And just grazed with the pitch from McCaslin. So he's aboard at first base, and the batter is Cam Richens. And a fastball on the outside corner, a strike. The 0-1. That's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Got another chance.
The 1-1. On the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2. Desert Ridge 5, Saguaro 3, bottom of the first inning. And the Jaguars with a runner at first and 2 away. McCaslin with the 1-2. Breaking ball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And pitcher McCaslin didn't miss Richens by very much. The set and the 2-2. Off the handle of the bat, a soft pop-up, and that's caught at second base to retire the side. The Jaguars score 5 times, and after 1, lead Saguaro 5-3. Ready to go in the second inning as Austin Anderson leads off. And he'll hit the first one down the left field line. And in foul territory, it's caught by Donovan. And there's 1 away. Now Zach Gibbons for the SaberCats. And the first one on the corner for a strike. The 0-1. And a foul ball. Gibbons got just a piece of it, and it's 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. That's fouled out of play.
One more, babe.
Sanatiempo with another 0-2. Just a bit high on the appeal. Gibbons did not go around. The count 1-2. 1 out, bases empty, top of the second inning. SaberCats trailing Desert Ridge 5-3. The 1-2. And a pretty curveball across for a strike. And there's 2 away in the inning for Chris Ackman. First one from Sanatiempo, high for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. SaberCats will be home on Monday to face the Mesquite Wildcats. The 1-1. And a ground ball out to short. That's off the shortstop. And an E6 will put Ackman aboard. So it could have been a 1-2-3 inning for the Jaguars. Puts instead a runner at first base with 2 away. And the batter is Brandon Demarest. And Demarest with the line drive. And that's off the second baseman. He'll throw to first. It's wide. And the runners are going to move up a base each. So some rough defense here for the Jaguars. As that ground ball really looked playable, and I think in that situation you can potentially assess 2 errors on that play. First on the misplay of the hit, and then for sure on the throwing error. Quick meeting on the mound for the Jaguars. So 2 in scoring position, 3 errors in the inning for the SaberCats.
Come on, Ridge. Make the play.
And the batter, Kyle Young, who had a bunt single his first time up. SaberCats trail Desert Ridge 5-3, hitting in the top of the second inning. 2 men in scoring position, though, where a base hit would score 1 and maybe 2. And Young hits a fly ball out to left field. Donovan going back. He's going to reach up, and this one is just over the fence in left field. Kyle Young with a 3-run home run, and Saguaro goes back on top as they lead 6-5. Second 3-run home run of the game, as Scott Hoffman had one in the bottom of the first inning for Desert Ridge, and now Kyle Young's got one in the top of the second for Saguaro. Now here's Matt Morris. Morris going after the first one, fouls it away. The 0-1. Breaking ball, not able to check the swing, and Morris falls behind in the count, 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. It's a fastball and it misses outside, 1-2. 3 runs in the first and now 3 in the second for Saguaro. They have answered the 5 spot that Desert Ridge put up in the bottom of the first. It's 6-5 Saguaro in the second. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that's fouled off by Morris. Santiempo ready. Another 1-2 and another foul ball. The set on the 1-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2. 2-2 on Matt Morris. And the pitch hit on the ground, and that's just down the left field line as it got just around the bag at third. Morris is going to try for second base, and the throw is cut off. It's a 2-out double for Matt Morris, and it'll bring up Andrew Valdez. Santiempo ready. And his first one on the way to Valdez, low and away for ball 1. SaberCats have scored 3 times on just 2 base hits, helped out by 3 Desert Ridge errors. The 1-0 pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Valdez is able to reach. Michael Benson will bat next for the SaberCats. The 2-0. Over the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1. Santiempo checks back to second base and turns back to second. No throw. And now the 2-1 as the runner goes, and the ball fouled over on the third base side. Morris got a good jump at second base. Let the ball fouled off, and he's got to return back to second. 6-5, SaberCats lead in the top of the second inning from Desert Ridge. It's game number 3 in the Scottsdale Quarterback Club Invitational. Two and 2 to Valdez. The set and the pitch. And a breaking ball is high, and it's 3-2. Check back to second. And the 3-2 to Valdez. Boy, it looked like that might have been wide, but a called third strike, and that ends the SaberCats' second inning. Saguaro scores 3 times, and after an inning and a half, it's the Saguaro SaberCats 6 and the Desert Ridge Jaguars 5. Top of the order for the Jaguars. And the first pitch to Riley Unroe to start the second inning is a cross for a strike. Unroe, Adams, and Hoffman for the Jags in the second, the 0-1. And a fly ball out to center field. This is going to carry and get all the way to the fence. Boy, McCaslin, you could tell by his reaction, he thought it was going to be a pretty routine fly ball to center field, but it sent Gibbons back to the fence. And it goes up against the fence. And Unro's aboard at second base, his second double in as many at-bats. And that's the way the Jaguars lead off the second inning as they trail 6-5, and the batter is Justin Adams. Adams trying to bunt, puts the bunt down. It's picked up, and the throw on to first base in plenty of time. A 1-3 sacrifice. And Unrow goes to third base on the play, and it brings up Scott Hoffman. Hoffman, a 3-run home run, his first time up. And a swing and a foul ball for strike one. The 1 and the 0-1. That's popped up. And that's out of the reach there as Young came in trying to get to it and could not. Yeah, that'll bring the run in. So it was Young and Tingley that gave chase. Gibbons coming in from center field as well, and nobody could get to the baseball. I don't know if I should say nobody could get to it, but nobody was able to put it away there for the SaberCats. So Hoffman aboard at second base. Unrow scores to tie the game at 6. And now with a runner at second and 1 out, the batter is Keaton Senatiempo. And a breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike. And a wild start to this one. 12 runs combined in less than 2 full innings of play. The Jaguars still going here with only 1 out of the bottom of the second as the next one is low, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And a ground ball. Tough play here for Valdez, but a nice play as he picks it up on the hop and on the run throws to first base to retire Senatiempo for the second out. Hoffman got a good read on it as the base runner at second base. He saw the high chopper and knew he was going to be able to get himself to third base. So he's at third with 2 away, and the batter is Dylan Barrett. 6-6 score, bottom of the second inning. And the first one bounced in and blocked by Brandon Demarest. The 1-0 pitch. And went foul to the backstop, and the count moves to 1-1. The 1-1. It's outside, 2 balls and a strike. SaberCats and Jaguars tied at 6 in the bottom of the second. Pitch fouled out of play right off the end of the bat, and the count moves to 2-2. Hoffman at third base with 2 outs. Jaguars have scored the tying run in the bottom of the second inning. McCaslin ready, and his 2-2 pitch. And it's a fly ball to left field. Anderson in just a couple of steps, reaches up and makes the catch. Jaguars get 1 run on 1 hit and an error. We're tied at 6. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the SaberCats in the top of the third. Michael Benson leads off. And the first pitch swung on and missed for a strike. Benson, Tingley, and Anderson for Saguaro in the third. Next one outside, and it's 1-1. Benson hit by a pitch his first time up. Leading off for the SaberCats in the third. 6-6 ball game. And a ground ball. Diving try by the third baseman, no play there. And then the shortstop Unruh comes up with it, and they throw a little bit wide of the bag. I think that'll be an infield single for Benson. So he's on at first base. Now the batter, Ben Tingley. Sanatiempo, the right-hander, will turn and throw it to first base, and the runner dives back. First Saturday of the regular season, the third game of the year for each of these teams. Another turn and a throw to first. And a pitch on the inside corner, a strike to Tingley. The 0-1. And a ground ball to third, but foul, and the count's 0-2. Yeah, this Desert Ridge team, two-time state champions, back-to-back state championships. 2 years ago, they won the 5A2 title. Last year, moved up to 5A1 and won that title. They've started off the season 0-2, losses to Horizon and Mesquite. And pitch high, and it's 1-2. This is a really tough bracket, and not to take anything away from the other pool in this tournament, but this is a tough one here with the 4A1, 5A2, and 5A1 state champions all in the same bracket. Runner goes, a breaking ball bounced in there, and it's a stolen base. So Benson into second on the steal. I also got to mention the 5A2 runner-up in this pool, Desert Mountain, the opponent in game number 2 this week for Saguaro. Now the 2-2. That's low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And then, of course, the Mesquite Wildcats, the other team in this pool. Other side of it, and again, still some decent baseball programs, but not the hardware, at least from the previous year, that this pool shows, as the ball is fouled away by Tingley. But the other bracket features Mountain Point, Chaparral, Boulder Creek, Highland, and Gilbert. Three-two coming up here to Tingley. And this one hit out to right field, and that's down for a base hit. Barrett over to pick it up as the runner makes the turnaround third base, and Benson will score. It's an RBI single for Ben Tingley, and the SaberCats lead 7-6. Tingley at first with a run in, nobody out for the SaberCats in the third, and the batter is Austin Anderson. fastball pops out of the glove of the catcher Flores, and the pass ball moves Tingley to second base. Anderson batting for the third time in 3 innings. The 1-0. Near the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. Austin with a base hit, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first, and then a fly ball into foul territory in left field in the second. Sanatiempo ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As he first looks back to second, now delivers. And Anderson bunts it, but it is just foul on the third base side. And 1-2 on Austin Anderson. Zach Gibbons next for the SaberCats. Saguaro leads 7-6 as they've scored in each of the first 3 innings, 3 in the first and 3 in the second, now 1 in the third. The 1-2 from Sanatiempo. And Anderson is down on strikes, not able to stop the swing there. And so Anderson strikes down. That's the first out of the third inning for the SaberCats. Here's Zach Gibbons. And Gibbons with a ground ball and passes shortstop. Unruh not able to knock it down. The runner is held at third base. And so Gibbons with the single puts runners at first and third, and we get a Desert Ridge timeout. Coach coming out of the dugout here, and this may be it for Sanatiempo. It looks like the Jaguars are going to go to the bullpen. We play in the top of the third. It's Saguaro 7 and Desert Ridge 6. So the Jaguars go to the bullpen here in the third inning as Chris Hackman comes to the plate with a runner at first base and 1 out. The new pitcher is Eric Ispas. And he throws a little breaking ball that bounces in there for ball 1. I suppose this is the time of year for a lot of teams. Third game in the very first week, where you're still trying to work out your rotation as Ackman swings and misses at a curveball, and the count's 1-1. And with the runner going, a breaking ball is fouled back, and the count's 1-2. Runner goes, the throw out towards shortstop. It's a stolen base, and now the throw to the plate is not in time, and the SaberCats get a run as Tingley comes in after Gibbons steals second. Tingley comes home as Ackman is out on strikes. And a second run across for the SaberCats in the third inning. They lead 8-6. And a runner at second and 2 away for Brandon Demarest. And first one across for a strike. And a ground ball over toward third, picked up there and on to first base. And it's in time to retire the side. SaberCats add 2 more and lead 8-6. 6, 7, and 8 for the Jaguars in the third inning as Taylor Flores leads off. And the first pitch driven into left field for a base hit. Flores a double in the first inning and now a single to lead off the third, and that'll bring up Nick McGinnis. Plate umpire making note of the courtesy runner over at first base. It's always interesting to see how involved each umpire gets with maintaining a lineup card, as the first one to McGinnis is high for ball 1. Saguaro 8, Desert Ridge 6 in the bottom of the third inning. McCaslin with the 1-0 as the runner goes. The pitch a strike, the throw to second base. Just a little bit late. Tingley did a good job there to pick up that short hop throw.
Hey, Nick, there he is, babe.
Now the set and the 1-1 pitch. That's over the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Nobody out in the Jaguar third inning. Desert Ridge looking for their first win of the season. The SaberCats trying to get above 500 after winning their first one and losing their second. The 1-2 is fouled off. McGinnis had an RBI ground out his first time up. The 1-2. That's hit on the ground. McCaslin's got it. Now they've got the runner hung up between second and third. SaberCats will execute the rundown and apply the tag as the courtesy runner for Flores is thrown out. McGinnis hustling all the way around, gets himself to second base. So that's good base running there for the Jaguars. It is the first out, and now a runner at second with one away for Alonzo Palacios. Palacios going after the first one. It's a fly ball to left field. And Anderson going back makes the catch as he runs into the fence in left field. And tagging at second and moving to third is McGinnis, but a good defensive play in left field, and they'll have to check on Anderson to make sure he's okay as he hit the outfield fence pretty hard out there in left field. Looks like Anderson is okay. He'll stay out there for the SaberCats. It brings up Cam Richens. Richens popped out to end the first inning. Bats with 2 outs and a runner at third here in the third as he takes strike 1. 8-6 SaberCats. The 0-1. And a ground ball over to third. Valdez has it and on to first base in time, and the side is retired. The Jaguars do not score in the third. It's 8-6. Top of the fourth inning. And the batter is Kyle Young. Young, Morris, and Valdez for the SaberCats in the fourth. Leading by a score of 8-6. And the first pitch over for a strike. The line in the 0-1. That's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Espus out of the wind. The 1-1 pitch. And a grounder on the first base side. That's foul, and it counts 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball to the right side, moving to his left. Richens on to first base. Hoffman with the catch at first. And there's one away. Matt Morris takes strike 1. The 1 and the 1 strike pitch. And that one behind Morris, and it's a ball, 1-1. Next pitch, a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, base is empty in the top of the 4th. Saguaro leading Desert Ridge 8-6. Now the 2-1 pitch. Way outside and off the glove of the catcher, Flores, and the count's 3-1. 3-1 on Morris, who has a single and a double and 2 at-bats. And this one popped up. First base side in foul territory, and the catch made. And there's 2 away. Now Andrew Valdez, the third baseman, 0 for 2 today. He'll try to get things started with 2 outs for the SaberCats in the 4th. Espus into the wind, and the first one is a breaking ball. That's ball 1. Two 2-0 now on Valdez. Espus with the pitch. And a swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Well, this is the 3rd game this week for Saguaro. They started on Wednesday with a win over Horizon, and then the loss on Thursday to Desert Mountain. SaberCats will host Mesquite on Monday. As the next one's outside, 3-1. Then they'll travel to Sunny Slope on Wednesday. And then they'll be home next. Actually, they will play next Saturday, and I believe that's on the road. The opponent will be determined based on where they finish in pool play after the game on Monday against Mesquite. Pitch fouled out of play, and it's 3-2. But I believe that everybody in this pool will be the visiting team when they cross pools and play the teams in the other one. I think that maybe, I don't know if that alternates each year or if it's based on the host team, whatever pool they're in is the host side for the final games. 3-2 hit on the ground into the hole. Unroe takes the extra step to get in front, throws to first, and the side retired. 3 up, 3 down go the SaberCats for the first time. They still lead 8-6. Here's Riley Unroe for the Jaguars. He bats for the 3rd time. He's got a couple of doubles and 2 runs scored. First one from McCaslin across for a strike. The 0-1. That's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Slow roller. And past the shortstop Morris. Actually, I thought that was going to be a lot slower squirting through the infield there. When it came off the bat, it looked like it was really going to get caught up in the infield grass, but it actually kind of scoots through. And Unruh has his third base hit of the afternoon, and it's a leadoff base hit for the Jaguars here in the bottom of the 4th inning as they trail Saguaro 8-6. First one to Justin Adams under the hands and just inside for a ball. Adams walked and scored in the first and was out on a sacrifice in the second. The 1-0. That's on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. The turn and a throw to first base and the runner back. One and one on Justin Adams with Unruh at first base. Yeah, that pitch across for a strike as a runner takes off, and Unruh to second base. As the next one is outside, and the countdown 2-2. Ground ball to the hole. It's short. Morris has it right on to Ackman at first base for the first down as Unruh goes to third on the play. Adams grounds out 6-3, and there's one away for Scott Hoffman. Hoffman a 3-run home run in the first inning and then reached on an error in the second. At least that's how we scored it on that fly ball into shallow right center field. Our breaking ball from McCaslin is outside for ball 1. SaberCats got 3 runs in the top of the first inning. Desert Ridge came back with 5 at the bottom of the first as that pitch is a strike and it's 1-1. After 1, Desert Ridge led 5-3. SaberCats scored 3 more times in the top of the second inning to lead 6-5. And then the Jaguars, with a run in the bottom of the second, tied it at 6. So we're on 2 runs in the top of the third to put them up 8-6, and that's where we are now. And that ball is lifted into center field. And Gibbons over to make the catch. The runner will tag from third and come in well ahead of the throw. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Scott Hoffman. That's the second out, but the run is in to make it 8-7. And the batter is Keaton Senatiempo. Senatiempo singled and scored in the first and grounded out in the second. He bats with the bases empty here in the 4th inning. A little bit of maybe a late call there from the plate umpire, but a called strike on Senatiempo. The 0-1. Tapped back to McCaslin. He's got it. He'll underhand to first base, and the side is retired. Jags get 1. It's 8-7 after 4. Michael Benson leads off for the SaberCats as we start the 5th inning from Desert Ridge High School. And the first pitch hit on the ground, picked up by the third baseman Palacios, throws low, and they're not able to pick it out over at first base. And that'll be an E5 to move Benson to second base. it takes a Desert Ridge mistake, but a good start to the inning for the SaberCats here in the 5th. As Benson's aboard at second with nobody out, and the batter is Ben Tingley. See if the SaberCats are bunting here at the bottom of the order. And Tingley kind of pokes at it and pops it up. And that is the first down as the ball is fielded easily by Espis, the pitcher. Now Austin Anderson. And the first one to Anderson outside for a ball. (8-7) Saguaro. The 0-1. The 1-0, I guess it is, and it's a line drive base hit into center field. Benson is waved around third base. He'll score. It's an RBI single for Austin Anderson, and Saguaro leads 9-7. Second base hit of the game for Anderson, his first RBI. And now he's aboard at first base for Zach Gibbons. Espis with the first one as the runner goes, and the ball fouled out of play on the first base side. And the look in for the sign, the set, and the 1-strike pitch. Runner goes again, ground ball up the middle, out at second base and on to first. A double play, just a 6-pitch inning, but the SaberCats add a run. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-7. Dylan Barrett starts it off for Desert Ridge in the 5th, and he faces a new Saguaro pitcher as Travis Steinheiser is on to pitch for Saguaro. And the first one missed outside for a ball. And the 1-0 across for a strike, and it's 1-1. Steinheiser threw 4 innings on Wednesday in the game against Horizon as he and McCaslin flip-flop. There's a line drive, and it's caught by Chris Ackman over at first base. He had to go up and get that one as Barrett hit it pretty well, but Ackman there for the line drive catch, and there's one away for Taylor Flores. Steinheiser in the start on Wednesday, 4 innings. Allowed 3 runs but only 1 earned on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And a nice breaking ball across for a strike to Flores. The 0-1. Yeah, it's another breaking ball. This one low, though, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. SaberCats lead 9-7. Desert Ridge batting in the bottom of the 5th. And a pitch to Flores over for a strike. And a nice breaking ball across for a strike. Flores not able to do anything with that breaking ball from Travis Steinheiser, and he strikes out for out number 2.
Hey, Nick, come on, babe.
2 away for the center fielder, Nick McGinnis. He shortens the bunt and takes the pitch outside for ball 1. across for a strike, and it's 1-1. Grounder foul. Oh, nice pitch there. Called the ball, though. Steinheiser working quickly and gets the breaking ball over for a strike. Couple of strikeouts in the inning. A 3-up, 3-down Jaguar fifth. It's still 9-7. Chris Ackman leading off for the SaberCats in the sixth inning, facing a new Jaguar pitcher as Zach Foose is on to pitch. And the first one to Ackman is low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. That's over for a strike. It's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. That's hit on the ground. Unrose got it by the second base bag. On to first in time. And there's one out. Now Brandon Demarest for the SaberCats. And Demarest with a swing and a miss for a strike. Next pitch low, and it's 1-1. One out, base is empty, top of the sixth. SaberCats lead the Jaguars 9-7. And that one fouled straight back to the screen. Foos to the line of the 1-2. And a fly ball into right field. And that's caught for the second out as Barrett puts that one away. And there's two down in the Saguaro sixth inning, and the batter is Kyle Young. Young with a couple of base hits today, had a bunt single in the first and then a big 3-run home run in the second. And grounded out in the fourth. And now bats with the bases empty and 2 outs in the sixth. Then takes the first one on the outside corner for strike one. Another one across for a strike, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2. And a ground ball over to the right side. That's fielded there, and a throw to first in time. 3 up and 3 down for the SaberCats. We move to the bottom of the sixth from Desert Ridge. It's Saguaro 9 and Desert Ridge 7. Steinheiser ready to work. Oh, and that pitch called a strike on Palacios. That looked to be up. The 0-1. Threw it again, and it's called a strike again, and it's 0-2. Palacios, Richens, and Unroe for the Jaguars in the sixth. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Palacios strikes out on 3 pitches, and there's one out. for Cam Richens. Richens a pop out and a ground out in 2 at-bats. First one is outside for ball 1. Next pitch a ball, and it's 2-0. After that pitch for a strike, the count sits at 2-1. Steinheiser with the next one. And that breaking ball misses. 3-1 the count. Boy, now that one is called a strike. And Richens is brought back. 3-2 the count. The 3-2. And a breaking ball for a strike, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for Steinheiser. 4 in a row, in fact, going back to the last 2 outs of the 5th inning. He's retired all 5 hitters he has faced, and he'll go after the top of the order in Riley Unruh with 2 outs, and the base is empty here in the 6th. Saguaro leading Desert Edge by a score of 9-7. Unruh trying to bunt his way on. Valdez has it, throws to first, and out at first base the call. 3 up and 3 down. 6 in a row retired by Steinheiser. We go to the 7th. It's 9-7 SaberCat. Matt Morris begins the 7th inning for Saguaro. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. Morris an infield single and an RBI in the first, then a double in the second. He popped out in the 4th, 2 for 3 today. And fouls that pitch away, and he's down on the count 0-2. The 1 of the 2-strike pitch. Morris just lays off, and the count moves to 1-2. Morris, Valdez, and Benson for the SaberCats in the 7th inning. Saguaro trying to add on to their 2-run lead. The 1-2. Just laid off. Now 2-2 on Morris. And a ground ball. Gobbled up at third base. The throw high, but pulled down, and the tag applied. And there's one away. That's Keaton Sanatiempo now at first base. I think he's been there the last couple of innings for the Jaguars. But Morris grounds out 5-3 to start the 7th inning, and it brings up Andrew Valdez. SaberCats are going to lead by at least 2 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Jaguars will send up 2, 3, 4 in the order. First one to Valdez over for a strike. And the next one on the corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball. It's high, and it's 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch from Foose, and it's a swing and a miss. Valdez strikes out, and there's 2 outs in the SaberCats 7th inning. It'll bring up Michael Benson. Benson's been on base all 3 times. He was hit by a pitch in the first. He had an infield single in the 3rd, and he reached on an error in the 5th. Pitch over for a strike. The 0-1. Hit on the ground is short. Two hopper picked up by Unruh to first base and plenty of time to retire Benson. The side is retired. We go to the 7th inning. It's Saguaro 9 and Desert Ridge 7. Justin Adams, the DH, begins the bottom of the 7th inning for Desert Ridge. And he's hit by the very first pitch. Saguaro people saying that Adams didn't make any effort to get out of the way there. But he is on at first base for Scott Hoffman. And just like that, the Jaguars bring the tying run to the plate. Down 9-7 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hoffman already with a home run. And he takes a slider for a strike. Fastball high, and it's 1-1. And that one hits Hoffman, and now the tying run goes to first base, and the winning run comes to the plate for Desert Ridge in the 7th inning, and the batter will be Keaton Senatiempo. Now time called from the SaberCat dugout, and we get a quick break as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Saguaro 9 and Desert Ridge 7. The timeout over, and Senatiempo ready to step in there. 1 for 3 today. And he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Yeah, the turn back to second. They've got the runner hung up. The throw low. And that one bounced in there, and everybody's safe for Desert Ridge. Boy, even a chance for the SaberCats to steal an out there, and they're not able to do it. Just not quite able to execute. Two aboard with nobody out. 1-0 the count on Senatiempo as he steps back in there for the Jaguars. And a ground ball up the middle. That's into center field, a base hit. The runner is going to come around third base and score. It's an RBI single for Senatiempo. It's 9-8 with still nobody out as Hoffman stops at second base. Senatiempo at first, and the batter is Dylan Barrett. And now a runner will come in at second base to run for the Jaguars, so they'll go to the bench here to upgrade a little speed, as that is the tying run at second base. A 9-8 ball game at the bottom of the 7th inning, and the SaberCats have got to find some outs here. Boy, Barrett's all the way in there and ready. The umpire just now getting the mask on. He's back behind the plate. Now we're set. And the first one from Steinheiser outside for a ball. Desert Ridge got some good relief pitching from Eric Ispus and Zach Foose. One unearned run over the last 4 2/3 innings. Look back at second, but no throw. And in fact, just one over the minimum in that stretch. The SaberCats went up and down in order in the 4th, the 6th, and the 7th. Ball off the handle of the bat, fouled back and out of play, and the count's 1-1. 2 on with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Jaguars have scored once, and they're within a run on the SaberCats. Another one popped up into foul territory and just out of the reach of Chris Ackman. 1-2 the count on Barrett. Taylor Flores next. Steinheiser sets. And the 1-2. And a breaking ball fouled off at the plate as Barrett stays alive. The set, another 1-2. And a ground ball to the right side. Going to move the runners up as Tingley makes the play and throws to Ackman for the first out. Barrett retired, but again a productive out because the tying run moves to third. The winning run goes to scoring position at second base, and the batter Taylor Flores. And we'll see if the SaberCats are going to pitch to Flores here with first base open. If they put him on, it sets up a force play. Going to get another running change out at second base.
Thanks for accepting me on Facebook. Most of the people reject it. Oh, him, no. You're one of the good friends. All right.
And the SaberCats will walk Flores. So he goes to first base. That'll load him up for Nick McGinnis. McGinnis 0 for 3 with an RBI ground out. He bats with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Desert Ridge trailing Saguaro by a score of 9-8. Steinheiser ready. Oh, and that pitch comes up and hits the batter in the helmet. McGinnis doesn't like it. But a hit batter will bring in the run, and that will tie the ball game. So Hoffman's pinch runner scores to tie it at 9 as they will check on McGinnis over at first base. He was upset, and I guess you can understand because it was up and in and hit him in the helmet as we will get a quick break here. First pitch is outside to the pinch hitter. Xavier Sotelo bats for the Jaguars and takes ball 1. I'm going to start to say before that break, you can understand maybe McGinnis is upset about being hit in the helmet. Obviously, that's not Steinheiser's intention to hit him at all, as a breaking ball is across for a strike and it's 1-1. I mean, there's no way in the world you would hit a guy to bring in the tying run. Infield in for the SaberCats, the winning run at third base with still only 1 out. Steinheiser ready in the 1-1. And a breaking ball across for a strike, and it's 1-2. A strikeout would be perfect here for the SaberCat. Well, a double play would be perfect. A strikeout would be helpful to get the second out. The set from Steinheiser, the 1-2, and a breaking ball hit on the ground, and a diving try by Tingley. That's into center field, and the Jaguars are going to come from behind to win this one as they score 3 times in the bottom of the 7th inning and beat Saguaro by a score of 10-9. A tough one for the SaberCats to lose. In fact, back-to-back tough losses for Saguaro now after they lost in the bottom of the 7th inning on Thursday to Desert Mountain. They lose one in the bottom of the 7th here today against Desert Ridge. And again, the final score is Desert Ridge 10 and Saguaro 9. SaberCats fall to 1-2. Desert Ridge gets their first win of the year and improves to 1-2 on the season. The SaberCats will be back in action on Monday, hosting the Mesquite Wildcats. So that'll do it. Again, it's Desert Ridge 10, Saguaro 9 from Desert Ridge High School in Mesa. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. We'll talk to you Monday when Saguaro hosts Mesquite.